Did you know that archaeologists once found jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that were over 3,000 years old, and the honey was still perfectly edible? What if I told you there are 23 foods sitting in grocery stores right now that will outlive you, your children, and possibly your grandchildren, and most people walk right past them every single day? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which foods never expire, how to store them properly, and why they could save you thousands of dollars. Whether you're preparing for emergencies, fighting inflation, or just tired of throwing away spoiled food, these 23 forever foods are your answer. But here's the catch: storing them wrong makes them completely worthless. Welcome to U.S.A. Prepper, where we help you build real food security without the panic. If you want practical preparedness strategies that actually work, hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's dive into the 23 foods that literally never go bad and the critical mistakes that ruin them. Before we jump into the list, we need to understand what actually makes a food last forever. Forever foods share three characteristics: extremely low moisture content, stable chemical composition, and natural preservation properties. But here's what most people don't realize: even the most shelf-stable food on Earth will fail if you store it incorrectly. The difference between food that lasts 30 years and food that spoils in 30 days often comes down to four simple factors. First is temperature. The ideal storage range is between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Your basement, interior closets, or spare bedrooms usually hit this range perfectly. Heat is a silent killer. Even foods that won't spoil will degrade in quality. A week at 100 degrees won't make your rice dangerous, but it will shorten its lifespan dramatically. Second is light exposure. Light, especially sunlight, actively degrades both flavor and nutrition. Your storage area should be dark. Closed closets, opaque containers, or dark corners of your home are ideal. Third is moisture. Moisture breeds mold and bacteria faster than almost anything else. Never store food in sheds, garages, or anywhere with high humidity. Even your freezer can be a trap. Some people recommend freezing rice or flour to kill pests, but if you live in a humid area or your freezer isn't frost-free, you're actually introducing moisture during the thawing process. Fourth is air exposure. Oxygen causes oxidation, which breaks down nutrients and can cause rancidity in foods with any fat content. This is why proper containers matter so much. So what are the right containers? Mylar bags paired with oxygen absorbers are the gold standard for dry goods, like grains, pasta, flour, and dried legumes. The Mylar creates an impermeable barrier, and the oxygen absorbers remove the air that causes deterioration. But here's a critical warning: never use oxygen absorbers with sugar or salt. They'll turn both into rock-hard bricks. Sugar and salt don't need oxygen absorbers anyway. Glass jars, especially when vacuum sealed, are excellent for keeping out air, pests, and moisture. They're ideal for spices, salt, cocoa powder, and smaller quantities of grains. Food-grade buckets aren't the primary storage solution, but they're an essential outer layer. You'll typically use Mylar bags inside buckets. The buckets add a rodent-proof barrier and make bulk storage manageable. The key takeaway? Original packaging from the store is almost never enough. Most products come in breathable or thin plastic that won't keep out pests, moisture, or air. If you're serious about long-term storage, you need to repackage everything. Now, let's get to the 23 foods that never go bad. Number 1 is honey. Raw, true honey never spoils. Honey's low moisture content and natural acidity make it impossible for bacteria to survive. But honey isn't just a sweetener. It has genuine medicinal properties. It can be used on wounds to prevent infection, soothe sore throats, and provide quick energy. Number 2 is sugar, both white and brown. Sugar stored in an airtight container or Mylar bag is a forever staple. Remember, no oxygen absorbers. Sugar is essential for baking, canning, preserving fruits, and making life a little sweeter when times are tough. Number 3 is pure maple syrup. I noticed I said pure. The artificially flavored corn syrup-based pancake syrup doesn't count. Real maple syrup lasts indefinitely. It's perfect for sweet treats, baking, and as a morale booster. Number 4 is corn syrup. It's not something everyone uses daily, but it's a legitimate forever food and a backup for energy-rich recipes. Number 5 is apple cider vinegar. High-quality apple cider vinegar, especially varieties with the mother, has genuine antimicrobial properties. The acidity ensures it never goes bad. You can use it for cooking, cleaning, and even as a health tonic. Number 6 is white distilled vinegar. Just like apple cider vinegar, white vinegar never spoils. It's excellent for cleaning, making homemade preserves, and pickling. Number 7 is pure vanilla extract. This is important. It must be real vanilla extract, not imitation. Real vanilla extract is alcohol-based, which gives it an almost endless lifespan. You can even make it yourself at home with vanilla beans and vodka or bourbon. Number 8 is salt. Table salt, sea salt, kosher salt, it doesn't matter. Salt is essential in every sense of the word. It preserves food, seasons meals, and is even necessary for human health. Store it in glass jars or mylar bags without oxygen absorbers. Number 9 is cornstarch. This one gets ignored constantly, but it's invaluable. Cornstarch thickens sauces, makes gravies, and can even be used in baking. As long as you keep it dry, it remains shelf-stable indefinitely. Number 10 is wheat berries. These are whole, unground. Because they're intact and unprocessed, they have an incredibly long storage life. When you're ready to use them, you can grind them into fresh flour. Whole wheat berries, stored properly, can last 30 years or more. Number 11 is white rice. This is crucial. White rice, not brown rice. Brown rice contains oils that cause it to spoil within 6 months. White rice, on the other hand, can last up to 30 years when stored correctly. A 50-pound bag of rice can feed a family for weeks. Number 12 is oats. Whether rolled or steel cut, oats are incredibly adaptable. You can make oatmeal, oat bread, cookies, granola, the list goes on. When stored in mylar with oxygen absorbers, oats stay fresh for decades. Number 13 is potato flakes. Yes, instant mashed potatoes. When sealed and stored properly, they outlast their best buy dates by years. In a pinch, they make comforting mashed potatoes, can be used in baking or even as a thickener for soups. Number 14 is dried corn. Unprocessed dried corn can be eaten as a snack, ground into cornmeal, or used in cooking. Keep it dry and pest-proof, and it lasts forever. Number 15 is powdered jello or gelatin. This isn't just for desserts. Gelatin is a protein booster, and having something fun to make can be a huge morale lifter during stressful times. Number 16 is baking soda. This might be the most multi-purpose item on the entire list. Baking soda is vital for leavening baked goods, cleaning, deodorizing, and it can even suppress small grease fires. Number 17 is instant bouillon. Bouillon cubes are essentially salt and dehydrated flavor. They add depth to soups, rice, and beans. Keep them airtight, no oxygen absorbers needed, and they'll last indefinitely. Number 18 is dried beans and lentils. Dried beans are nearly immortal. The only downside is that as they age, they become tougher and require longer soaking and cooking times. But they're packed with protein, fiber, and nutrients. Stock up on varieties you actually like, and you'll have a protein source that lasts decades. Number 19 is powdered milk, but only fat-free. Full-fat powdered milk contains oils that will eventually go rancid. Fat-free varieties, when kept airtight and away from moisture, will last for years. You can reconstitute it for drinking, baking, or cooking. Number 20 is instant coffee, tea, and cocoa. When stored airtight, these last almost indefinitely. In stressful times, a warm cup of coffee or tea offers tremendous psychological comfort. Number 21 is pure, unsweetened cocoa powder. Baking cocoa never spoils. It opens the door to brownies, hot chocolate, chocolate cakes, all the things that make life feel a little more normal. Number 22 is hard liquor. Whiskey, vodka, gin, rum. Hard liquor doesn't just last forever. It's a genuine multi-purpose tool. Beyond drinking, you can use it to clean wounds, make herbal tinctures, extract flavors for homemade vanilla, or preserve foods. Always store liquor in glass bottles, never plastic. Let me mention spices quickly. You'll hear people say spices go bad after a year. That's not quite true. Spices don't spoil. They lose potency and flavor over time. But if you buy your favorite spices in bulk, repackage them in mylar with oxygen absorbers, and store them in a cool, dark place, they remain usable for decades. Focus on spices you genuinely use. For most people, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and cumin cover the basics. So now you know what to buy, but knowing what to buy means nothing if you don't know how to actually build and maintain this pantry. First, assess what you actually use. Don't stock up on foods you never eat. During high-stress situations, familiar flavors and routines matter. If your family hates oatmeal, don't buy 50 pounds of oats just because it's on a list. Choose foods your household actually enjoys. Second, start with a gradual build. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars in one trip. Add a few pounds of sugar this week, a couple bottles of vinegar next week, a bag of rice after that. Over time, it adds up. Third, invest in storage supplies. Yes, Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, buckets, and glass jars cost money up front, but the peace of mind and the reduction in food waste pays for itself. Fourth, repackage everything. When you get home, don't just toss things into the pantry. Transfer purchases from flimsy store packaging into sturdy, pest-proof, moisture-proof containers. Add oxygen absorbers where appropriate, and label everything with the contents and the date. Fifth, integrate these foods into daily use. Don't let your forever foods sit untouched. Make a habit of using them in everyday meals. Cook with your stored rice, bake with your wheat berries, sweeten your coffee with your stored sugar, then replenish what you use. This is called rotation, and it's what keeps everything fresh. Now let's talk about the 4 fatal mistakes that ruin forever foods. Mistake number 1 is overbuying the wrong things. If you stock up on foods no one in your household will eat, you're wasting money and space. Buy what you'll use. Mistake number 2 is poor storage environments. Storing food in garages, sheds, or anywhere hot and humid will dramatically shorten shelf life. Use the coolest, driest spaces in your home. Mistake number 3 is ignoring rotation. Even the most durable foods can suffer from pest intrusion or packaging failure over time. Rotate your stock regularly. Move older items to the front and add new purchases to the back. Mistake number 4 is not labeling or tracking inventory. Without labels, it's easy to lose track of what you have. Keep a simple inventory list if you're storing large quantities. Finally, let's talk about putting this into action with actual meals. For breakfast, you've got oatmeal with honey, pancakes made from wheat berry flour with maple syrup, or hot cocoa to start the day. For lunch, make rice and beans, add bouillon for flavor, or make a hearty soup thickened with cornstarch. You could even make lentil-based dishes or use potato flakes as a side. For dinner, bake fresh bread from wheat berries, make gravy-thickened stews, serve rice as a base with seasoned beans, or use dried corn in casseroles. Soy sauce and spices elevate everything. And don't forget treats. Make jello for the kids, bake brownies from cocoa powder and sugar, or create sweet breads using honey and vanilla extract. The key is mixing your forever foods with whatever perishables you have available. Fresh vegetables, meat, dairy. When you have them, they enhance your meals. When you don't, your forever pantry keeps you fed. Stocking up on forever foods isn't about panic or fear. It's about taking prudent steps to ensure your family's security, comfort, and nutrition. Focus on foods you enjoy, store them smartly, and make them part of your regular life. Whether you're preparing for emergencies, hedging against rising grocery prices, or simply building a pantry that makes daily meal planning easier, these 23 foods offer a solid foundation. Treat your pantry as an evolving resource. Visit it often, use it regularly, and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're prepared. In our next video, we're revealing the shocking foods you think last forever, but actually don't. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and if this video helped you, hit that like button. Stay safe, happy stocking, and may your pantry always be full.